to teach your dogs how to roll over. So this was probably the second trick that I wanted to teach Marty. The first one was to shake, and he's super tactile with his paws, so that one took us no time at all. So then I wanted to teach rollover. That has taken us a while. He was not a dog that liked to be on his back, so we really had to take it slow to get him comfortable going up on his back, especially with me in the vicinity. Whenever you are trying to teach your dog to roll over, the first thing you need to have is a strong down. So your dog needs to be comfortable in a down position. So down, good. And most dogs do actually have a strong side and a weak side, similar to people. So try and figure out what side your dog might be more comfortable rolling over to. I'm going to have him roll towards the right today because I've been working on another behavior, and that behavior might interrupt me being able to teach this properly. So you get your dog in a down, and that's what I was afraid of. We've been teaching play dead, so this behavior has been shaped. But down. So essentially what you want to do is you want to take your treat and just start getting your dog comfortable, kind of rolling onto their side like that. So with Marty, as you can see, I'm just sort of bringing his head back towards his shoulder with my left hand because I want him getting comfortable rolling on his side, and that's sort of how you start getting there. So we just go over that a couple times, and then you slowly keep working over. Just over time, keep pulling that treat over until you get them to roll completely over like that. Now again, he just made that look pretty easy because we worked on that so much. I mean, when I was first teaching him this, we were still doing pretty heavy training, and it was pretty much like every day we would work on it. Now, we didn't work on it a lot, so just like any training, come here, buddy, down. You know, I'd work on it for like 30 seconds at a time because I didn't want him to get soured to it, essentially. I just kind of wanted him to get comfortable. Good boy. But you just slowly, and when you're teaching this type of a behavior, because again, you're asking your dog, at least in Marty's case, because he wasn't comfortable with it, I was asking him to really get outside of his comfort zone. So you want to take it really slow when you're doing something like that. So you kind of let your dog tell you, hey, I'm ready to move on to the next, I'm ready for it to be a little harder. So I didn't move on to him being there, so on his full side, until he was comfortable just bringing his head back to his shoulder. And then we just slowly kept pushing him over. And there is a lot of muscle coordination involved with rolling over, but it is a behavior that is natural to our dogs. They just need some help doing it on command, essentially, because, I mean, dogs go out and roll on their backs all the time. So getting them to just do it when you ask them to do it, that's where it's a little trickier. But once they have it figured out, you're good. And slowly, so you get them comfortable kind of rolling on their side, down, and then you slowly just start phasing out the treat. Okay, I want you to go this way. Yeah, I know. We've worked on that a lot. You go. There you go. And so, if you'll notice, when we were, come here. So obviously we've worked on this a lot, and you can go both directions. But anyway, when you do get it so your dog will roll over following the treat, then you sort of slowly phase out. Come on. You bring it kind of in front like that instead of, being back around their shoulder. Just move it slowly forward until you're right in front of their heads. I know. You're just a little pro. Until you don't actually need to lure them around. They associate this motion or whatever motion you want to use, whatever cue you want to use to roll over. So with that in mind, if you want to, I prefer using body cues for this type of a behavior just because he seems to have picked up on them a lot quicker. If you do want to introduce a verbal cue, just make sure you don't introduce it until the behavior is strong, because what will happen is if you introduce it too early, then they will start associating that verbal cue with less than perfect movements. So if you really want that verbal cue to mean roll over strongly, don't introduce it until they are rolling over kind of like he is. Good job, bud. So that's how you teach your dog to roll over. Have fun.